Hello, guys, and welcome to part 3 of the Trinity podcast. This week, or this week, more like this fucking month, we are going to be discussing The Punisher, because this is a very controversial one when it comes to us, because I absolutely loved The Punisher, whereas Graham, not so much. And
Yes,
now we're going to basically let Graham talk for a couple of minutes about basically his general opinion about The Punisher Season 1. On you go, Graham.
Well, this one was a bit difficult for me because Lewis and I both loved The Punisher in Daredevil Season 2, where he was introduced. We thought John Bernthal was already underrated. Saw him in The Walking Dead. It's very nice to see him finally get some recognition. Just thought they absolutely nailed the character and everything. They just, the morals, his past and everything. It was a perfect Punisher origin. Pretty much, he helped to save that entire season of Daredevil. Not to say it doesn't have its merits, but he was the best thing about it.
Yeah.
However, when it came to his own show, I was just a bit more, let's say, conflicted. I mean, I don't think it's bad. I just think that it's fine. But I think that's a shame, given that I saw a lot of potential there. I just feel like it's kind of repeating what we already saw in Daredevil, but not quite as well. Characters are likable, but that's all I can really say. In some respects, the more I thought about it, I think it would have actually been a better show had it not been about the Punisher in some ways, because there's some good things in there. Like there's mainly what people say it focuses on the veterans and what it's like for them coming back from war and everything. All that was amazing, but then at the same time, this is a Punisher show, and that's what it should be. But yeah, that's kind of my main argument against it there. So anyway, Lewis, you can shower it with praise now.
I'm not gonna shower it with praise because there were a few things obviously that kind of bothered me, which I think are pretty much the points that you've already covered or will cover at some point. But yeah, I absolutely loved The Punisher Season 1. I thought around kind of episode 9 or 10, I was just like, right, okay, let's see Frank killing some people with his proper, I said Frank costume, with his proper Punisher costume now, because a lot of shit, well, nothing had really happened. But I was still enjoying it, I thought the first episode was not completely pointless. It kind of just
pointless. Yeah.
It was letting you catch up and all that stuff. But then that character at the end, Donnie, who he saves, you're just like, oh, okay, so this guy is just probably on the run from the Italian mob, even though he kills everyone involved. I refuse to believe that they didn't tell anyone else about it. Just these 7 or 8 guys just like, oh yeah, we're the Italian, or we're the entire Italian mob, so we're not going to tell anyone about what just happened. We just get fucking robbed, so let's not tell anyone. Especially because the guy gave away his identity.
Exactly. It was that whole thing was really strange because that's how Micro, that's how he becomes aware of Frank and everything. But
yeah,
it's just nobody mentions these construction workers that go missing and the fact that Frank fucking murdered a lot of the Italian mob. It was pretty weird. And then that guy Donnie, like you said, he's just never heard from again, even though we kind of get to know him a little bit. It's I don't know. It's maybe they changed course a little bit with that.
Yeah, I think there could have been, because there wasn't any reshoots or anything, was there?
No, not as far as I know.
No, I didn't think so.
I think it was one and done, but actually, somebody, maybe this is going off in tangent, but apparently Karen Page wasn't initially meant to be in the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, that would have been shit, in my opinion, to be honest.
It was kind of decided she was too important not to include, in terms of her relationship with Frank.
Yeah. It's what's his name? Turk. He has to be in every single season of every show. I mean, seriously, he seriously was. He was in everything.
He's the Phil Coulson of the Netflix shows.
Basically.
It's really weird. Was he in Jessica Jones, actually?
Yes, he was. I'm pretty sure he was. That might have actually been I think that might have been the one show he wasn't in, but I know he was in Iron Fist. He was obviously in Daredevil season 1 and 2. He was in The Punisher. He was in Luke Cage for quite a bit. But that's pretty much it, I think.
Okay. Well, I think there was not a lot to say about the first episode, but I thought something, because we kind of know the general gist of it. I think next, yeah. What do you think of the whole flashback to Kandahar? You know, when you see, because basically, I think that was something that was mentioned in Daredevil season 2 about how Frank took on all these insurgents single-handedly, and
Yeah.
yeah, because that's where you see Clancy Brown lose his arm, if I
Yeah,
remember
yeah,
right.
yeah, you're right. I always kind of envisioned it differently. You didn't get to see the end. Like, you know how when he says, like, and Frank was just standing there smiling? You don't see that.
Yeah,
Like, you see him very, very, very pissed off. Like, it was completely different to the
exactly.
way it was told. So, yeah, there's a bit of inconsistency there. And,
Yeah,
like, the fact that he punches Agent Orange in the face so fucking hard that he actually
goes
blinds
blind.
him. He actually blinds
Yeah,
him. And I was just like, kind of two contrasting opinions there, but okay.
yeah. It was actually that was the thing. When I saw Agent Orange again, I was like, "Holy fuck!" Frank punched him that hard. He's blind
Yeah.
in one eye. I was like, "That's a little extreme," but yeah, it just shows how brutal he can be. But yeah, with Kandahar, I don't know. It's just like I said, it was different the way I envisioned. I always thought it was going to be, I don't know, an early indication of kind of person he become or something. You know, him just slaughtering loads of people. But really, it was just him going through a hallway and shooting one or two people and beating a guy to death, which is, well, I mean, in the Frank Castle, that's kind of par for the course.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean.
So, um, which actually brings me to another thing. Like, I think the show, I would have liked it if there had been more flashbacks.
Yes, I
Because
know we've talked about
that,
that, yeah.
because that was some of my favorite part. Like, I mean, there's a point in the finale where it's showing Frank and Billy Rousseau with his family. I was like, holy shit! Like, this is actually really, it's like really engaging. You get to see like how close they were, like how well Billy knew his family, and it kind of, I don't know,
Makes
kind
it
of makes
worse
for more of a
because
gut
Billy
punch.
knew what was going to happen.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
makes it way worse.
Like, I mean, I'd say he's kind of like in the middle of with in terms of Netflix villains. Like, he's nowhere near like as amazing as Kilgrave or Fisk, but he's I find him more entertaining watching Cottonmouth was. I know people really liked him, but I don't know, I was a
I
bit
thought he was
more.
kind of boring, but like I think he will become a fully fledged villain once he actually becomes Jigsaw. Spoilers, guys, but
Oh
let's
yeah,
be honest. If you know who Billy Russo is, it's kind of spoilers as of like
yeah,
episode 2. So, um,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. You
So
know exactly what you're getting when you hear that name, Billy Russo, and you
yeah,
know it's
exactly.
gonna be.
Because it was just like Billy Russo. That name rings a bell, and then unfortunately it
Yeah,
was like episode 8 or 9 when I looked up and it said Jigsaw, and I was just like, damn it. I did kind of see it coming that he was a. In fact, I already knew he was a bad guy. I wasn't sure like who he actually was, and then just like, oh, it's Jigsaw, and I'm just like, oh, I just spoiled that for myself, but it was kind of obvious. So
yeah, yeah. You're like, that's not gonna end well.
no,
It's I don't know, I think he is slightly different in color, so he's definitely not friends with Frank.
no,
But
no, no, no. He's
yeah,
not.
like
He's a crime boss. He was a crime boss that
yeah,
Frank. I think he was actually involved in the death of Frank's family, and
yeah,
I don't know. Um, and yeah, he just basically there's loads of different versions of how he's got his face all fucked up. Like it was always Frank that done it. I think. Um, there was like the
yeah.
glass
It
mixer
always
and all that
is.
stuff, or the sand mixer,
See,
whatever the
that's
fuck it was.
that's one thing I'll give it. That they work it in really well. Like, even though they're friends and everything, and inevitably, like Frank has to leave him alive so he can become Jigsaw. Like, they kind of managed to kind of find a workaround that even though Frank normally would just kill him right then and there, they sort of kind of frame it as him giving Billy a fate worse than death, so to speak. I mean, he's fucking brain damaged. It's possible he might never even wake up or remember anything.
But he will. He will wake up.
Yes, he will. Yes, he will. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be season 2 or even a season 3.
I really don't
But
want
yeah,
them to reveal it. I really don't want it to be like all of a sudden in season 2 he's awake. I'd like it if there was like a teaser in like Daredevil season 3, which will be out this year.
hmm
I would like a teaser just in a news report or in a in a news bulletin or whatever, just saying, and Billy Russo has woken up from his 6 month or whatever coma, and Matt just kind of sort of reacts to it. He's just like, oh, I kind of know who that is because like I hooked up with Frank
Yeah.
and we were just talking about beating the shit out of bad guys one time.
Yeah. You know, what I absolutely love is if he sees him again, he's like, "Oh, sorry, I messed up your pretty little face, Billy. You're all fucked up like a jigsaw." And he's like, "Oh, don't call me that."
And then he's
And
just like,
that's
oh, did I hit a nerve there? I think that name's gonna stick.
yep. And
uh,
every time one of his cronies calls him Jigsaw, he gets really fucking angry.
yeah.
He's like, "Do not call me that."
And then eventually it will just stick, and he's just like, oh, fine, you can call me Jigsaw.
Exactly.
I thought Agent Orange was a pretty decent villain, but I just felt like it could be anybody. It could have just been anybody.
Oh. But honestly, it could have been any, but the only thing that stuck out for me for Agent Orange was how he died, because holy shit,
Yeah,
that
that was
was.
really his Agent Orange's death was really fucking brutal. Like Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he stabs the guy, he gouges his fucking eyes out. He literally just holes. He leaves holes where his eyes used to be. You're like,
Yeah,
Frank,
that's
that was truly
Frank.
something. Yeah, that is Frank. I actually thought Agent Orange worked better in those flashbacks. You just, I don't know, you kind of see how he's sociopathic, basically. Like, I don't know, remember after Kandahar and everyone's just bleeding out, and always like his, did you get the target?
Yeah, and then Frank goes, "What did you say?" And he just runs up and fucking punches him in the face. See,
Yeah,
like,
rightfully so.
what would have liked to see was like the line between Billy Russo saying that he was getting out of Kandahar and going back home to him joining Agent Orange. Like, were they always like together at that point? Like, were they teaming up at that
Yeah,
point, or like was he about to leave and then Agent Orange was just like, oh, I'm gonna offer you a shit ton of money if you come and work with me at the CIA, and it was just like money or going home to try and find a job. Yeah, I think I'll the CIA.
yeah.
It
See,
just
that's
it
where it
just
kind of,
didn't make yeah, it just didn't make any sense for me. It was just I don't know.
yeah,
And it
see, that's
sounds
the thing,
like
like,
sorry, what
no, no, go on, go on.
I
We
would
can,
I was just gonna say like it does kind of sound like I didn't enjoy the TV show, but I fucking love it. Like I'm watching it again, like it's that fucking
yeah,
good.
yeah.
I just love the Punisher. It's so good because like the Punisher doesn't have. I know he has obviously like tons of villains, but like he is Jigsaw.
Yeah, it's because he kills most of them. That's kind of why he doesn't have many recurring ones outside of like the Kingpin,
Yeah,
who is he's a little busy right now.
yeah, he's gonna have to deal with Daredevil.
Yeah,
So and
and
Matt.
yeah, and Murdoch, he's going to ruin his life. If any of you are familiar with the comic that season 3 Daredevil was adapting, but anyway, that's a discussion for another time.
Yeah,
Um, but, I think getting back to my problems with the show, like
you're what?
I think I was saying, getting back to my problems with the show, I think we talked a lot about how there are flashbacks missing and stuff. And I think mainly where that is apparent is when it comes to Frank's family. I just kind of feel like, yeah, they kind of dwell too much on how much he grieves for them and everything. Obviously, that's an important thing. They don't really get to know them exactly. I mean, there's like this point in the second last episode, I think, where he's flashing back to a time when this recurring scene where he's in bed with his wife, and
Mm-hmm.
she's like, "Oh my God, you're still over there. You're not really here with me and stuff." And it's like, I was like, "Holy shit, that is really sad." I don't know, just seeing stuff like that was kind of, I don't know, very hard hitting for me. I wish I'd see more like the flashback with Billy and stuff. It's like in Daredevil with his family. You just hear about them, you see pictures of them. They're not really people. And I thought maybe, I always thought in the show we kind of get to see them like how they were like when they were alive and stuff, and
Yeah,
what is his
because
life is like.
because I
And
remember
you didn't quite get that.
I remember there was that scene. I can't remember what episode it is. I think it's like episode 7 or 8 of The Punisher, and he's basically talking about his. I think he's talking about his wife or something, and he basically says like he loved being in the army, like he loved being alongside like the Marines and all that stuff, and he said, and I actually loved it more than being home with my family, and that's something
Yes.
that I'm gonna have to live with, You know, I'm just like,
Yes.
Jesus, that is depressing.
Yeah, that was. I was like, fuck me, that is grim. But that's. I think that's okay. That is something that I think the show like. I don't think it was done perfectly, but I mean, focusing more on his past as a military man and stuff like that
Yeah,
was. Yeah, that was a good decision. I mean, I think the military kind of formed a lot of his. I don't know, formed a lot of his personality and everything. Fucking hell, that's why he can punish so effectively, so to speak.
exactly.
Which I guess would probably bring us to the MVP of the show, Lewis Wilson, because like he was honestly my favorite thing in the show. I thought
He wasn't my
almost
favorite
every
thing,
scene
but
that
he was one of the best things about it. Just like his slow deterioration from,
yeah,
you know,
exactly.
a vet with clear post-traumatic stress disorder
Yeah,
turning into a fucking terrorist. That was quite a drastic step.
yeah. It's I don't know. It's just really depressing to watch.
Yeah, his slow deterioration. Yeah, and then Frank just being
Okay.
like, "Yeah, so I'm just gonna kill you, or
Yeah.
let you die." But like, I
Yep.
mean, he had to because he would have fucking blown up Karen. So
No, like I mean, he was fucked up beyond. He was foobar.
and Curtis, you know, the amputee.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I thought he
I
was
thought.
fucking awesome.
Yeah, see, I really liked him as well. But I don't know. It's the best. I think that was actually one of the best parts where he was talking about how he lost his leg.
Yeah, and it was Frank
I was,
that
yeah, it was kind of his fault. I was just like, fuck me, man.
yeah, it was
That's a
his
lot for him
fault,
to
but
understand.
he also saved his life. How was it his fault again? I forget.
Oh, there was like some pregnant woman with a bomb strapped to her chest, and he kind of froze up and didn't shoot her when he could have.
Yeah,
So he blamed himself for it. You know, it's just Jonathan Bernthal being awesome again.
John Bernthal honestly deserves every reward that he can get through like you know the awards ceremonies and stuff like that, like a Grammy or I don't fucking know what they're called, but he honestly he just deserves so much praise for his role as the Punisher. Honestly, like he
Yeah,
does
I know.
not get enough credit.
No, he doesn't. Like, I mean, there's the graveyard scene in Daredevil when he's all beaten up and everything.
Yeah,
And he's talking like that. That alone should have gotten him an award.
yeah,
But it's. I mean, actually, yeah. I mean, even the scene where he's talking about Curtis losing his leg, and that was a. I thought that was the best
yeah.
performance he gave in the whole show. I was
Yeah, that
like,
was probably one of the
holy
best
shit.
scenes. Yeah,
I mean, again, that was in the scene that focused. I think that was in the episode where Lewis has basically lost his shit for good.
yeah. Is that I think that is that the one after he's just killed the army fraud guy?
Yes, I think it was.
Man, that guy really pissed me off. I'm like, every time like it
He was
switched to the meeting, every time it switched to like the meetings, I was just like, man, who is this guy? I bet. Do you know what I actually said? I bet he's not even a Vietnam vet. I just knew it. Somehow I just knew because I was just like, they've got to be going somewhere with this. I didn't think they were going that direction. You know, like Lewis Wilson turning into a fucking terrorist, but I knew they were going somewhere with it.
I could actually understand Lewis's anger because the whole time I was actually feeling a bit sympathetic towards him. I was like, yeah, okay, he's being a bit of a cunt, but he was in the army and that couldn't have been easy. Then it turns out he just lied about it. You're like,
Yeah.
what a douche. Actually, that brings me back to what I was originally going to say that I forgot about. What I like so
Mm.
much about Lewis's storyline is just like it's probably the most realistic depiction of PTSD because all about it. That's what everyone says. Like, I think what I like so much about it is it's the one thing that the show really well. Like, it's just showing what it's like for guys in the army.
Yeah, they
Who,
showed that do it really well.
yeah, I mean, it's just showing what it's like for them to come back, come back home. I think it's very admirable. Like I mean, props to props to the writers and everything for doing that because it is a problem in America as far as I know. Don't know a lot about it, but however, I just don't think that it would have been maybe it would have been more suitable for a different show. Not one about the country. I think it's okay to have it as like an aspect of it. Because I mean,
Mm.
it's not to say comics don't deal with it sometimes, but when you're making it kind of I don't know, the whole thing holding it together a little bit. I don't know. kind of led to mixed results.
I suppose.
Just for me, anyway.
I know. Now let's discuss Madani and Sam Stein. I thought their story was pretty good. I felt like they were just kind of there to make it not all be about Frank. But see, honestly, I kind of just wish that it was just 13 episodes of Frank Castle going around killing bad guys. Like, I know that just sounds like really kind of boring, but it wouldn't be. It wouldn't be.
No, it wouldn't be at all. I don't know. It's kind of hard for me because, again, a lot of people weren't crazy about it. But I actually quite like Madani, even Sam Stein, because I know he was a bit of a comic relief sort of thing, I suppose.
Yeah. And we're back after a quick cut because Graham's mic decided to be a piece of shit, as it always is. Sorry, Graham, that was a bit mean. I was just wanting to say about like Madani and Stein. I just thought like their kind of like friendship. It was alright, but like I thought like the chemistry between the two of them was pretty good. And what else? What else? I did like it when like they discovered that they were being bugged and like they were all kind of like they were realizing like holy shit how how high up this is fucking going, and then they realize obviously like it's fucking CIA and all that stuff. But then at the same time you're just like, oh, wish Frank was here.
Yeah, it's just kind of a case of if you cut those two out, what would you lose? And not much, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could say with Madani, she maybe helps to humanize Billy a little bit, but I mean, it's what happens. Like they just shag and then they talk and
yeah. And he's probably lying anyway.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, it probably is. And then with Sam Stein, like he was funny and everything, but I mean, I guess the moment he dies, things kind of start to get a lot darker. But I mean, you don't need a comic relief in a show like this,
No, like with Daredevil, yeah. Jessica Jones at a push, yeah. Iron Fist, they really needed a comic relief. And Luke Cage definitely, but the Punisher, just have Micro and Punisher have a few bits of banter and make it a bit funny and all that crap. Not like an actual comic relief,
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, but even if you're uninitiated, I think if you're seeing a story about the Punisher, you know what you're going to get.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, a lot of people pointing this out, that in the final confrontation between Billy and Frank, like Madani comes by and she just gets shot in the head like a doofus.
Yeah, I did find that quite funny. I actually laughed out loud when that happened, but like that final confrontation was like fucking amazing. Honestly, I thought it was so awesome. I actually said, like out loud, "What are you doing, you dumb bitch? Why are you even there?"
Yeah. Like they build it up to him, and she's like, "Oh, where are you, Frank? Oh, what's going on?" And she's like, "Oh no, he's not there, is he?" And then you see her with her gun, and then Billy's just like, "Fuck off," and then shoots her. And you're like,
I know.
What? I'm like, what, is she dead? I mean, yeah. So I don't know what they were thinking there. So yeah, not much to say about Madani, to be honest.
Yeah.
I will say, I think this show in particular really does suffer from I don't know, let's call it the Netflix syndrome. I think, fans in the Marvel Netflix maybe know what we're talking about. Just when you know that they don't have enough story for 13 episodes and it just gets dragged out really badly.
That's why. Sorry.
I mean, for some shows, it's worse than others. I mean, Daredevil doesn't suffer from it quite as much. Jessica Jones, you only feel it by maybe episode 10.
Yeah.
Luke Cage, by episode 7, you're kind of like,
yeah.
And
yeah.
And Iron Fist.
Episode 1.
Episode 1, yeah.
Oh
like,
man.
5 minutes. Okay, guys, we're done now. The story's over. Thanks for watching.
Yeah. I can't actually remember the point you just made because I'm brain dead apparently.
I didn't really get to my point there.
Okay.
I'm saying this one kind of the Netflix syndrome is I felt was possibly even worse with the Punisher, because I just felt like the first 3 episodes kind of set things up, and then I don't know, I felt like the middle 5 not a great deal happens, and then by episode 10, things kick into gear. But by that point, I'm just kind of, I'm not as invested as I felt I should have been. And
See,
it's not I didn't
that
like it. I
we
enjoyed
differ
it. I
from
was
like,
just,
because I thought those 5 episodes were pretty good, and then like obviously I do agree that not a lot happens, but I felt like it was still good enough, and then it just kicked off, and I was just like, this is fucking awesome. Like the last 2 episodes were fucking amazing.
yes, I mean, I did, it was nice to see Frank getting the gear and, finally
Finally.
cut loose. I mean, that's always good. Yeah. See, that's the other thing. This whole season is just, to me, it's an origin story, but I feel like we already got one, and it was fucking amazing, and now we're just getting the same thing repackaged a little bit, and
Yeah,
I
I
just didn't find
guess.
it as engaging.
Yeah. I think with season two,
I
it
mean,
will literally just be Frank going around killing bad guys. I can't see him like being like, oh yeah, I'm all done now. I'm all fucking retired. It just won't work in my opinion if it's like that.
yeah.
Um,
See, that's. Oh, I mean, did you have any more to say? I don't want to interrupt you.
I was also I was also just gonna say like, and I think they'll have Micro in it again, but like how they're gonna like, I don't know how they're gonna work that though, because like he obviously has his family
Yeah,
back, so you're like,
exactly.
he could
And if he
on the
leaves again, they're gonna
sly.
be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah, like, cause his wife will fucking
Yeah.
leave him probably. If it's just, oh, so you're helping a vigilante murder people. Okay, that's just great.
Yeah, so it's like, hi, okay, we can get a divorce. Um,
Yeah,
see, that's another thing. I mean, like, I'm not really sure how I felt about how the season ended, because at the same time, like, they have this whole thing about veterans and what it's like to come back and everything. You have this nice little moment with Frank just at Curtis's little support group talking about how he's scared to have a normal life again, and I was like, fuck, man, that's like, I could almost bring a tear to my eye, but
yeah.
at the same time, and I guess when it comes to if you're making it for, because I've actually heard like some story from someone like a war vet say you could really relate to the show and everything. That's really nice, but when it comes to the Punisher as a character, I just don't know how I feel about that because he's not someone who can just settle down and have a normal life and
That's what I'm saying. It's not gonna happen.
I mean, yeah, exactly. They're gonna
Like
have to
that's
completely, they're gonna have to
yeah,
completely blow that ending and see if they go for a season two, which they are.
yeah. Which is filming this year, which I think is insane. But yeah, like because something will happen. I don't know. I don't know what will happen, which brings him
Yeah,
back into it.
I
Could be
mean,
a
it's
simple case
inevitably
of
gonna be depressing.
yeah. It could be a case of like Jigsaw is just like he wakes up and like he's just running rampant around, you know, New York, and Frank's just like, oh, like, I guess I'll fucking take him down then. Or like like he threatens Karen or something, and
Yeah,
I don't fucking know. That's like the worst thing you could do.
yeah. I guess. I mean, I guess you could bring in Fisk, maybe. I think he could be a good villain in his place.
No, because like he's gonna be like the main
Yeah,
villain for season 3 of Daredevil, and we don't know what happened with um
yeah, that's true. And plus, I mean, it kind of makes, I suppose, it does make Frank less intimidating since they're probably not gonna kill him off. Why would
yeah.
they?
Because then like I mean I am waiting for that scene where only one of them walks away. And I do think I would like to think it would be Frank that walks away, but I think it would be much more dramatic if it was Fisk that kills Frank, and then like, you know, Daredevil just absolutely loses his shit and basically almost kills Fisk, but like manages to hold back because it maybe like Frank said like, oh,
Hmm.
you're kind of like basically along the lines of you're better than me because like you don't kill, which is kind of like a mirror scene
Ooh,
to when he said like you're a half measure. Like when you put them down, they get back up. When I put them down, they stay down. Because like he's maybe
yes.
changed his morals by then. Like he can't change, but he can make sure that
Yeah.
Matt doesn't change.
Yes.
So
That would be
yeah,
that would be nice. Yeah.
I do think like the whole Netflix thing, or at least with the Punisher anyway. I do see Frank dying. I just don't want him to die. I really
Yeah.
don't want him to die. Oh
Well, I guess if you it would get kind of repetitive eventually. I mean, I think maybe that's why the Punisher has kind of been not had the best track record of adaptations because And I
Yeah.
suppose I mean, at a glance, he is kind of repetitive. It's like, grieve over his family, shoot the bad guys, lather, rinse, repeat.
Yeah.
But I mean, so far, I mean, yeah, John Bernthal was easily like the best, movie, TV Punisher.
Absolutely.
So
Are you aware that
Um,
you're not playing against me in Rocket League?
uh, no, I wasn't aware of that.
Wait, are you in a game?
I am, yes.
Wait, wait, what? Oh, that whatever. That's fine. That is fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Um, God, what else is there really to say here? Kind of talked about our hopes for season 2 and everything.
Okay,
Um,
I'll start if you don't mind.
yeah, sure.
Hopes for season 2. Obviously Jigsaw. Um, I would like a cameo from Daredevil, either Daredevil or Matt Murdock, or both. Probably both. They would probably just do both. Obviously Karen Page.
Oh yeah.
Who else? Curtis. I would like Curtis to come back.
Yeah, I think Curtis definitely.
And more flashbacks to when he was, in Afghanistan and all that stuff.
Yeah.
What else? And Frank just basically going around killing people. No Madani though. Like I do think she will be in season 2, but like if she is, I'll just be like, hoi, because like her story's kind of done now. Like she's avenged her friend that died, who I believe she was probably having an affair with, but let's just skip over that.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, why would she really care that much? Like
Yeah, she didn't really. Yeah, that's so true.
yeah, I do think she was having an affair with whatever the guy's name was.
Yeah.
Oh shit, you're gonna score, damn it! Oh no, it's not even you.
See, I hope they can bring back most of the cast yeah for season 1, but as long as it makes sense. I mean, it'd be hard to bring back Mike Hurd, like we said. Madani, you know, like you said, I mean, her story is kind of finished.
Yeah.
I mean, my problems with the show don't really stem from the characters. They're all actually pretty good. I mean, like they're all
Yeah.
reasonably well written. It's just a case of all I want to see too is just find a good story to put them in. For me, anyway, like just because there's nothing wrong. Like none of them are bad characters at all. There's nothing you really need to fix here. I mean, for fuck's sake. I mean, Frank Castle is perfect. John Bernthal, just give him a good script to work with. He'll do the rest. And
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, yeah, bring back Curtis definitely. I think he's probably the most important because he's kind of like a link to the past and everything. There's really no reason that he can't be in there. Karen Page because she's a very important lady in his life, and Jigsaw is a villain if you want, and boom, I think I have something good to work with here because he's basically, kind of got the origin stuff out of the way now. His family, we can sort of lay that to rest.
Yeah.
I will say this though, the episode with Lewis, like I did really like the way they
Where what?
filmed that all out of order. But the episode with Lewis, taking Karen hostage, I really liked how they filmed that out of order. Kind of spiced things up a little bit.
Yeah, that was a different kind of episode, and it was really good. Yeah, that was probably one of my favorites actually.
I mean, there was plenty of Castle Karen Page moments. It was really nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's one thing that is quite confusing because you're not entirely clear on whether this is before or after Defenders. I mean, if Karen Page wasn't in there, you wouldn't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I don't know. I think it's after Defenders.
I'm just gonna say
it's
it's
got
after
to be.
Defenders because the way,
It's got
the
to
way
be.
Karen acts and everything, she just something's not right,
Yeah, something's definitely not right. She's kind of overprotective of Frank, and I think it's because, Matt is fucking dead, and she's just like, oh, I can't lose him as well. But I'm not gonna say anything though. I'm not gonna say anything. He doesn't even ask. He's just like, oh, so why are you not a lawyer in it? Or maybe he does know that. No, he does know that. He knows why like the firm isn't together anymore. But like, man, I don't know. He didn't even say like, oh, so how's the blind guy and the fat guy doing? Like.
Yeah.
And she's just like, oh, well, one of them became a corporate asshole and the other one's dead. He's just like, oh, okay.
And it's like, oh, that's funny, you know, I haven't seen Red out there these days, and she was just like, ah, yeah, that's
Although
weird.
I still stand by my statement that Frank knows who Daredevil is. I personally believe. It's just the way that he
Yeah,
looks at him
he's,
sometimes and reacts and talks to him. Like it's just like, yeah, you know, don't you? You know that he is Daredevil.
yeah, I mean, he's not stupid. I mean,
Yeah.
but I guess, you know, plus this isn't like the Arrowverse where everyone can change their voices. I mean, Matt Murdock doesn't even make an attempt to hide his voice when he's Daredevil.
No, he really doesn't. But then, like, it's because he's blind that it would be so unbelievable. Like proving that in a
That's
court of
true.
law, like if it wasn't like if it was just someone saying, "Oh yeah, that guy is Daredevil," and like it somehow managed to get into court, like they would need like definitive proof. Like he would basically just say, I'm fucking blind." Like, are you fucking serious?
Yeah, it's like, oh, don't be silly.
And
It's like
I
I
don't
can't
even
even
I honestly don't
communicate it.
even think it would get to court because it would just be like, well, blind. It's impossible. It's fucking
Yeah,
impossible.
exactly. Um, oh man, I forgot. I was gonna say there. Uh, yeah, it probably is after Defenders, but yeah, it probably does actually help if it is because, like you said, she's desperate to prevent Frank from going down the same road.
Yeah, but he's kind of
Do you
already
think
went.
there's like some kind of romantic attraction between those two? Like it's
Nah, I think
it
it's
was
kind
like
of like
they have this like little moment in the elevator, and they're like, I was like, hmm,
nah. I think they're just kind of friends. I don't think that'll ever happen because I don't think Frank can never actually not necessarily not love again, but you know what I mean. Like he just not that
yeah,
soon anyway. Not that soon.
he's married to his wife,
Yeah.
whether she's alive or dead. uh, well, you know, surprisingly, I think we've actually covered everything. So,
Yeah, no, I think we actually have. Um,
yep.
okay, so let's just kind of quick quick recap, and then yeah, we'll just do our final verdicts. So, quick recap. Yeah, characters were good. I'm not emphasized enough because I don't want to go like fucking crazy and say like how much I love the Punisher because I honestly loved the Punisher, but like every single point you've made, I completely agree with basically, um, although not to like an extreme extent that you do, um,
Yeah,
but like
yeah, okay,
I do
yeah.
completely agree, with most of the things you say, um. Yeah, I just thought it was awesome. I look forward to season two. I think with the Punisher, it really was a gamble, and I think it mostly paid off. Um,
Well, I mean, you know, the majority of people loved it, so I
yes, they
mean,
did. Yes, they did.
for most people, they're doing something right.
Yeah.
Um, well, just maybe one last point we should make.
Uh-huh.
I think we both feel like these complaints that it was too violent and stuff are kind of
I
blown out
really
of proportion.
just really just hate that. Like, um, I think when like the whole thing, what was it? Yeah, what you just said. Sorry, like the whole violence thing. I was just like, really, like really.
Yeah,
That's what it's all about. Like it's about violence. I mean, like Daredevil is violent, and no one complained about it. Like
yeah, exactly.
I just found that really weird. Yes, it is excessive, but it's what you'd expect. It is what you would expect from a Punisher TV show. So those people are just idiots, just
Yeah,
fucking
it's
idiots.
not like it rebel. It's not like it fucking rebels in it. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah. Plus, okay, maybe when he, the only point where I was like, wow, is like when he killed Agent Orange. I mean, you know, fucking Elliot was a bad guy and Frank was pissed. So I mean, even from that point of view, it does make sense.
yeah, he deserved it.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, fuck the moral guardians. That's what we're saying.
Oh,
So, what would your final rating be, Lewis?
I know when I first watched it, I said 9 out of 10, but I do realize that that is just way too generous. So I'm gonna say a strong 8.5 out of 10.
That's very respectable.
And what would you say,
Well,
Graham?
I can actually understand where you come from it. Um, well, for me, again, I mean, I'll never say a bad word against our Lord and Savior John Bernthal. Okay, I mean, even some of my friends, even I've had friends who have mocked him. I'm like, just don't even talk to me right now. All the other characters, they were they were well written. They were all likable. My only problem is I just wish that I liked the story that they were in. I just didn't feel there was enough to justify 13 episodes. I just felt like it was kind of retreading ground that I'd already seen and even done better in Daredevil season 2 for all of its faults. I'm optimistic for the future. I feel like there's a bit more of a clean slate. I don't think it's a bad show, not at all. I just think that there is a lot of conflicting problems. Like there are some good ideas, but they just don't gel with the overall story that's trying to tell. So, with all that in mind, I give The Punisher a 6 out of 10, a very high 6 out of 10.
Okay, that's
Like,
that. You know what? That's
10.
fair.
It doesn't mean mediocre. It doesn't mean bad. It just means fine. Like overall, I think it's fine.
Deep down, I'm so angry, but it's because it's your opinion. I can't kill you for it. No, I'm only joking. It's fine. I understand.
Our viewers should have seen the first time. Our viewers should have seen the first time I told you that I wasn't too crazy about it. It was not pretty.
No, I got really, really mad. Like, really mad, guys. Really, really mad. But then I was just like, nope, you know what? It's his opinion. If he doesn't like it, he doesn't like it. It's fine. You didn't dislike it. You just were a bit disappointed, I guess.
Yeah, disappointed, exactly.
Yeah, you're just a bit disappointed. Right. I was going to do a channel update for like a minute, but there's literally no channel update because like I'm still just doing Arkham Knight. Might get back to Firewatch at some point, I don't know. Yeah, after Arkham Knight, guys, I'm probably going to be doing I don't actually know. Monster Hunter World. That'll be my main focus.
Really?
So yeah, I'm gonna try and focus on it. Yeah, I'm gonna try and focus on Monster Hunter World. So there we go, guys.
I'll be doing Batman Telltale at some point.
Nice. Did you download it? Oh, you've got until tomorrow. In fact, no, you've got until Tuesday to download it.
Oh, it's okay. It is on, like, I've not properly downloaded it, but I have.
Oh, right, you've saved it to library?
Yeah.
Okay, right, cool. Cool. Right, guys, I think that kind of wraps everything up. I think that wraps things up, so,
Yep. We can close this difficult chapter in our lives.
yes, and next time I think we will talk about, Skyrim, I think, so we will, see you next time,
Yes.
guys. Goodbye.
Yep. See you soon.